Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. It's Chelsea next up. Match preview. Another big game. It feels like we've had a lot of these big games. We've actually had a lot of these big games this season. Aston Villa away, Man City away, Tottenham away, Inter Milan away recently, Newcastle away recently, and now Chelsea away. On top of that, Liverpool at home, PSG at home. We've had a lot of big games. It doesn't feel like we've had any easier games like so far this season. We've had a couple, but yeah, it feels like the last couple of months, it's been tough game after tough game. And obviously, losing to Newcastle, and then after that you have Inter Milan away and Chelsea away. It is not ideal, but this is a must-win game. This is another must-win game, and listen, we cannot afford to lose this game. We just can't afford to lose this game. If we lose this game, you're going to be 10 points behind Liverpool. We could be like 8 points behind Man City. And from that point on, it becomes very, very hard, despite us being in November. It becomes very hard. All of a sudden, you want Liverpool and Man City to all lose 3-4 games, and then you go on a run. Very, very difficult. But something we need to do, forgetting about the other team's results, we have to go on a run. Last season, between January and around March, we were able to win 8 games in a row. I think we had like 9 wins out of 10 games or something. One of the draws was like Man City, maybe even more than that. And then at the end of the season, after losing to Aston Villa, we had 6 wins in a row. The previous season, the 22-23 season, we had a couple of 5 wins in a row, 6 wins in a row. So far this season, we've not been able to go on a run of 3-4 wins in a row. And this has to be the first one. This has to be the first game of a run. After this, there's an international break, and then after that, it's not easy anyway. You're going to have Nottingham, Man United, and all those guys. But if you want to catch up to the other guys, just to catch up, we have to go on a run. Chelsea's not the ideal fixture, but I'm actually coming into this game a bit confident. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we have a very good record against Chelsea recently, especially at Stamford Bridge. I don't know if it's because Odegaard could be back in terms of the starting lineup. I don't know. I'm just confident for some reason. I'm hoping that, yes, we can definitely get something in this game. And the Inter Milan performance, has been a lot of talk about the Inter Milan performance. We created a lot of chances, didn't take them and all that. Some were saying Inter Milan are defending, they let us have the ball, whatever. Like if this game was right after Newcastle, I'd be very, very worried. But after that, Inter Milan, like, it wasn't a great performance, but it was a better performance than Newcastle. That is a fact. If you disagree, absolutely fine. But I think Inter Milan have a better defense than Chelsea, for example. So it's not easy to score against Inter Milan, but you can definitely score against Chelsea. So coming into this game, I'm a little bit confident, but obviously we have to take it seriously, because if we lose to Chelsea, then things are very, very wrong. Because at that point, now Chelsea will be ahead of you by 3 points. A couple of other teams behind you will catch up with you. And then Liverpool, Man City will be totally gone. And then to make it worse, there'll be an international break after that, another 2 weeks to sit down and be like, oh my goodness, between those 2 international breaks, we lost to Bournemouth, lost to Chelsea, lost to Newcastle, lost to Inter Milan. It wouldn't be a good time at all. So we need to go and win this game. And then after that, you've opened that gap between you and Chelsea. And then you wait after the international break. You know that you're done with Aston Villa, done with Newcastle, done with Chelsea, done with Liverpool, done with Man City. Now I need to go on a run with those December fixtures. That is what we need to do. I didn't expect us to beat Inter Milan. Against Liverpool, I need to go into that game very confident. I was thinking a 2-2 draw in that game. It ended up being a 2-2 draw. Against Inter Milan, I said 1-1, but Inter Milan beat us 1-0, but I didn't expect us to win those games. Now, this one, we simply have to win. We just have to win this game. We cannot go there and lose or even draw. We simply have to win this game. Now, so far, Chelsea this season, they've lost to Man City at home and they've lost to Liverpool. So those are the 2 teams that we're looking at, and both of them have beaten Chelsea so far this season. Last season, we went there, they almost beat us. And I remember the likes of Mudryk had good games. They were 2-0 ahead. We came back from behind. We drew 2-2. But the rest of the games in and around the last 5-6 games against Chelsea, it's been magnificent. The last time we played against them, it was a 5-0 win. It should have been 6-0 or something. 5-0 win at the Emirates. And the previous season at Stamford Bridge, we had a 1-0 win at Gabriel scoring. We beat them 3 goals at the Emirates that season. We've also had a 4-2 at their place with Nketiah scoring a double. We've also had another game where I think we won 1-0 again. I don't know if it's Martinelli or whoever scored in that game, but we've had a very good record against Chelsea. Very different from what it was between 2008 and 2016. They used to beat us home and away very easily, but things have changed. Things like set pieces right now, we are better than them. They're not good at set pieces. We are good at set pieces in terms of physicality and the players that we have in the team, way better. In terms of football and the way we've been playing our football, it's not been as great as what it was at the end of last season and what it was 2 seasons ago. Some can argue that Chelsea are playing way better football than us, and they definitely do have attacking players. I think we can score a couple of goals against Chelsea, but I think if you give them a chance, they can also score a couple of goals against you because they have, the likes of Neto, Palma, Kunku, who else? A lot of players, basically. Madueke is there. There's so many. Jackson is there. Sancho is there if he's fit. Like, there's a lot of players who can score goals. They have a lot of attacking players. Hopefully, Palma doesn't turn up. He doesn't usually turn up in big games. Hopefully, doesn't turn up in this one as well. But it's simply a must-win game. Chelsea away, it's not easy, but if you win this game, it could change your season in terms of the confidence, and you'd be like, okay, we've beaten Chelsea now after the international break. There's a few players who are going for the international break, the likes of Odegaard, they'll be rested, and then I think Partey as well is not going to play for Ghana, so all of them rest, and then after the international break, you attack the rest of the November fixtures and the December fixtures, and you try and go on a winning run. Over the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, Liverpool will play Aston Villa this weekend. They will play against Man City as well. They'll both play against Tottenham as well. I think Man City will also play against Aston Villa. I think Liverpool have Newcastle away as well. So those fixtures will not matter to us if we go and lose to Chelsea. So if you lose to Chelsea and you're 10 points behind Liverpool, Liverpool can afford to lose 2 of those games and they'll still be 4 points ahead of us. So what we need to do is we take advantage. Let's make sure by the time we get into January, that gap between us and Liverpool is not 10 points, it's not still 7 points, it's less than that, 3 or 4 points, or maybe even we've caught up with them. That would be great. But to be realistic, let's hope it's like 3-4 point gap by the time we get to January, and it's not as big as it is right now, or as big as it could be after this weekend against Chelsea. So we have to, the football that we've been playing, obviously, in terms of attacking, is not being great. And when we lost to Bournemouth 2-0, I said something in that match reaction. I said, now listen, Saliba has a red card, the likes of Calafiori are injured, Ben White has not been fit this season, Timber has not been fully fit this season as well. Now we need to depend on the attack. We've depended on Raya and Saliba and Gabriel and all these guys the last 2 years. Now it's time for Gabriel and Saliba and Raya to look at the forward players and tell them, listen, we've been doing a lot of the work for you guys over the last 2 years. You've not been able to score goals for majority of the last 1 year, but you've been able to keep clean sheets, and 1-0, 2-0 are usually enough. Now it's the time for you to bail us out. Yes, you're going to concede 1-2 goals. We've been conceding 1-2 goals every single game. Now the attack, we are looking at you to help us. Now, since then, it's not gone that way. We are not able to score against Inter Milan. We are not able to score against Newcastle, and we scored against Liverpool a couple of goals, but Saka, involved in the first and the second as a set piece. So, being able to create a lot of chances and depend on the forward players. Trossard has been out of form. Martinelli is still not the same Martinelli. Odegaard could be back. Hopefully, he's back. For me, I think he has to start. Saka, I'm okay with Saka. Saka is usually a lot of the attacks go through him. I'm hoping, like, if Odegaard is back, we can finally get that Saka, White, and Odegaard combination on the right side that has been working a lot the last 2 seasons. Let's hope so. But you simply have to win, and we have to, the attack has to click. It simply has to click. Havertz went down with an injury against Inter Milan. Rice is a doubt as well. I don't know who's going to start, but for me, whoever starts, we need to win this game. We simply have to win this game. It's not the ideal fixture. You'd want an easier fixture and a home fixture. This is another away fixture, like 4 or 5 in a row or something. But the previous season, we were better away from home. Can we also get that record back? Because recently away from home, it's not been great as well. I can't remember the last time we won away from home. So that is what you need to do. So what lineup would I go for this game against Chelsea? This is my lineup straight on screen right now. So back 4, Ryan goal, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, and Bayonat at the back. I think many people will agree with that. Even if Calafiori is back, I think I'd still start Timber. I don't think that Calafiori will be back though. And then midfield, Partey, Rice, and Odegaard for me. Odegaard has to start, even if it's 7%. We can't say Odegaard is not ready and let's save him for the December fixtures. You could be 13 points behind Liverpool by then, and then it wouldn't really matter if Odegaard is back by then. It will be too much of a gap to close unless we'll just be focusing on the cup competitions. We need him for this game. We simply need him for this game to create the chances. Last season he created the most chances in the Premier League, more than 100. We need him in this game. We simply need him in this game. We've been missing his not just even his not just his creativity, the press from the front, winning us the ball back. I think he makes everyone better, especially on that right side. White and Saka, they become better with Odegaard there. I think the midfield of Partey and Rice, they become better with Odegaard there as well. So I think we need him for this game. This is a big game. He's not going for the international break. Luckily, Norway were trying to pick him. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but he'll be resting for the international break. Even if it means 60 minutes and then take him off, that's fine. Bring in Nwaneri. Rice is a doubt, so if he doesn't start, then it has to be Marine in that position. I don't see anyone else that we can play there. It has to be Marine in that position, but hopefully Rice does make it. He has a broken toe, so I don't know if he's actually going to make it or not. But if he doesn't play, we only have Marino to play there. Let's hope he has a big game. And then up front, it's Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz for me. Trossard, unfortunately, the performances haven't been good enough, so has to be on the bench for this. And I think last time against Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, he came on and saved us. Let's hope he doesn't have to do that, but let's hope he can come on and, add the third goal to clinch the game or something. So Martinelli, Havertz, and Saka would be nice again to see Havertz bagging against Chelsea this time at Stamford Bridge. Last time he destroyed them together with Ben White. And then on the bench, Neto, Zinchenko, Lewis Kelly, Kivio, Merino, Jorginho, Nwaneri, Trossard, and Jesus. Now, Sterling cannot play, so he's not on the bench there. Sterling is on loan from Chelsea, so he can't be on the bench. He hasn't really featured the last two games either anyway, against Newcastle and Inter Milan as well. So we've not really seen his impact in the last two games. I'd like to see more of him over in the rest of the November games in December. But let's see. The bench, players who can come on, Nwaneri for sure, Trossard for sure. I don't know if Jesus is going to be needed. I think Merino could end up starting if Rice is injured, and then we'll have to have another youngster on the bench. But hopefully this team that we have can do the job. Because in terms of the bench going into this game, I think Chelsea might have a better bench than us. So they might be able to bring in Neto, bring in Madueke. If they're not starting, they might be able to bring in, I don't know, maybe Enzo Fernandez from the bench, although he's not been on form. But in terms of quality and, price and all that, they're able to bring more quality than us from the bench. For us right now, with the likes of Calafiori being out, we don't have too many players to bring off the bench, especially if Rice is out as well. It wouldn't look too good. And we could say, yes, Trossard and Jesus are big names, but confidence right now, no. So that's the other problem. Prediction. I always predict wins against Chelsea for the last 2 years because we've had a very, very good record against them. And the last 2 years they haven't been great as well. But this one seems like they've upped their game a bit. But from what we've seen against the bigger teams so far, they drew with United, they didn't look good. They lost to City and they lost to Liverpool as well. And that just says we have to beat them as well. So at home, they've been able to have a couple of good results. And I think they drew with Nottingham and lost to City. We have to go there and win. So I think they're going to score for sure. Our defense hasn't been that great, and also the attack has been scoring goals. They've scored more goals than us this season. I think this is where we're going to turn our season. As I said at the beginning, for some reason I'm confident. Hopefully, because if we lose this game, that will completely kill my confidence now for the next games that are coming up. I'm going to go for Chelsea to score. Chelsea 1. Yeah, this is how I think the game will go. I think Arsenal will score first. I can see Arsenal scoring a second, and then Chelsea scoring 1, and then you're going to go get a third. Delusional? I don't know. But if I get that right, believe me, I am going to be bringing you back to this video. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 3. I'm going to go for Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli to score the front 3. This is the time you're going to change our season around. And I've had Chelsea fans saying that as well. Whenever they win big the next game, whatever. So 3-1 to Arsenal. That is my prediction. Sounds a bit high because we don't score that many goals. But listen, 3-1 to Arsenal. Let's do this. 5-0 last time. Let's get the 3 this time away from home. Why not? Thank you for watching. Let me know your prediction. Let me know your starting lineup. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys on the next